everyone, it's Kristie with AG Takes Over. I'm glad you're here. I say that every time, but I genuinely mean it. I'm glad that you took some time, whether you're listening to my voice at regular speed and watching intently, or you've got it on double speed while you do other things around the house. I don't care. Thank you for making some time. So, my local store, as anybody who's been watching the channel for any length of time knows, was the Columbus, Ohio store, and it closed in February of this year, 2024. And we haven't been to a store since. And it was one of my happy places. And my happy places keep getting taken away. So a few months ago, my wife and I decided we would really like to go to another AG store. And we talked about the big ones, but it's expensive to get to the flagship ones and expensive to stay in those cities. And we thought, hey, Nashville. One, the smaller stores are quite objectively speaking, at greater risk than the flagships of not being a sure thing in the future. And I would just like to go see it. So here's the store tour. Let me just say, it's so small. People who've been to the flagship stores in Los Angeles or Chicago or New York or Dallas and come to the Columbus store have often said, "Oh, your cute, tiny little store." And I'm like, hey, it's not that tiny. I've been to Chicago. I've been to DC. It's not that. I mean, it is to the flagship stores. It is tiny, but this store was so small. And I commented, and one of the employees said, "Yeah, it's the smallest one." And I thought, yep, that makes sense. So I'm going to take you inside, and the first couple minutes are just me kind of panning around to give you a sense of the layout. So when you first walk in, that was on the right, the twins. This is straight ahead, their stuff, their displays. And I will show pictures of most of these display cases later and talk about them in more detail. Then the Disney dolls and the limited edition dolls are beyond that. And then there was the hair salon immediately at what's the back of the store, or, facing the front door. And then off to the left were the wellies and the bitty babies, the cash register, and the historical section. Claudia was over there. And then if you go to the right, when you come into the store away from the cash registers, there is all of the Truly Me stuff. Holiday stuff over there on the left. There's a rather small Girl of the Year section off to the right. You can see it there, that side wall. And then beyond that is some more Truly Me stuff. Some of the older stuff. And then here is the cafe or bistro, whatever. Celebration space. That's what the signage says. And if you've gone to other ones, this I would say is about the same size as the Columbus one. There's a party room off to the side. It's not a full size like the flagships. And then there's the bathroom over there. I had to cut a couple times. It might cut abruptly because there were children. And I do like to film where I know I will be able to avoid having people who did not consent to be in the video. So we were there on a Saturday and a Sunday, and then we came back Monday morning before we headed out. And that's when I actually got all of this footage, because I knew that the store would be empty and I would be able to film without having to worry about so much interference. All right. So now I'm going to just show you some pictures and walk you through some of my feelings, comparisons, thoughts, whatever. And this hopefully is just enjoyable for you. Here is my daughter playing, and obviously I have her face covered because I respect her privacy because she's 4. And this would be like if you walk into the store, and like from the front door, you go like straight back and slightly on the left is where the bitty baby stuff is. And this brought back memories of literally the past couple of years of her life, her coming in and playing taking this stroller, which is stupidly designed. The wheels don't turn at all. So little children have a hard time navigating the thing around the store and probably around their homes. We bought her a much older version of a bitty baby stroller because the front wheel turns. But anyway, she remembered these things and was very happy to be able to revisit them, go back over to the little kitchen with the sink and do some laundry and whatnot in the bitty baby section. She had her little bitty baby with her. Baby Michaelina, if anybody's wondering, if anybody's a Jane the Virgin fan, here are their designs. And I want to pause here and say something that I hope doesn't sound mean. This store's visual stuff had nothing on Columbus's displays. I mean, nothing. It made me appreciate just how creative and detail oriented the folks at the Columbus store were, because most of their display cases in Nashville were just like a pre-printed background and, something on the ground for texture, or sometimes not even that. I will point out a few exceptions where there was some more kind of creativity, and maybe this is a new visual person. I don't know. All I can tell you is based on the one time that I went there. And so people who've gone to the Nashville store and have also watched a number of my Columbus store tours. I'll link the playlist at the end of this video, by the way. But people who can compare both, you let me know. Here's just a silver backdrop, and it looks like kind of a dowel rod with some finials on it as a ballet bar, but it's just pushed right up against it's just like glued to the backdrop. Very cute to see all the dolls. Here's their Welly Wisher section. They did have the castle out where you could play with it, and my daughter did play with it, but I don't think I got any pictures of that. And she reminded us yet again that Emerson is the only one she doesn't have and that she really, really wants Emerson. We know this. It's on her Christmas list. So there you go. There's the one she wants. All right. So back to back to the backdrops or the displays. This was the display from I'm going to call it a display. The display for Nikki and Isabel's tennis set. I don't know. This was sad. My daughter still played with it. She still had me toss the ball, and she would move Isabel's hand so she could hit it, but it just made me a little sad. It certainly wouldn't make me want to buy the thing. You can't even see it or appreciate it. By the way, I'm doing this in sections. So we did Biddy and Wellies, and then now we're doing historical. And then I think next will be Girl of the Year, and after that will be Truly Me. So I usually try to do this, make it make some sense, even though that's not the way I took the pictures, try to rearrange them. So this was one of the displays that was, if you recall, right when you came in the door when I did that footage. I want to point out that I know that tennis scene, I'm doing air quotes here, that tennis scene was not much to look at, but that was still technically one, and there were 3 other scenes with the twins. Ask me how many scenes there were with Claudie. Yeah. Go ahead, ask me. I don't think I overlooked them and just forgot to film them. They just weren't there. So I have feelings about that. I mean, I know their historical section is small, but man, I had feelings about that. So anyway, this book at the Pizza Hut is great. I love the booth. I don't know who made that or how they made it, but it's fantastic. Such a fan. I really liked this scene. This one, it's fine. I think the one that the Columbus store did was a little bit fancier, but it's fine. And then there is, I feel like, one more, and I'm just forgetting where it was. There was one with their beds, and there was one other Hoffman twins scene with them in their beds, but I didn't take a picture of that one. All right, so here's some of Courtney's stuff. I don't fault them for not having a ton of displays. The store is literally maybe half the size of the Columbus store. But I was a little like underwhelmed by the detail in the displays. Here are the historicals that are a little bit older. Here's their Be Forever Josefina, Be Forever Samantha. There's Rebecca and Rebecca laying down in bed. It definitely made me feel like, oh yeah, I get when people say that it feels like there is zero attention being given to the historicals because it just looked kind of glossed over. There's Kit. My daughter freaked out. She was like, Kit, Kit, Kit. I don't know why she wants Kit. Here's another fascinating display of Rebecca. I should have put those two together. Anyway, the Rebecca dolls look lovely, of course, because she's a gorgeous doll. Here is the Molly display. Here is Julie's display. Again, nothing extra added, but I will say Julie's bathroom kind of is good enough on its own that you can get away with that. There's so much going on in that bathroom. I won't ever buy it, but I do love it. I really do. Every time I am in a store and they have it, I'm playing with all the things. I was like opening up the dresser and like, hey, they have stuff in here that they didn't put out. And I was setting out the little hippopotamus soap holder and everything. I was so entertained. And my daughter was entertained. She brought her bitty baby. I don't think I like panned out enough, but Julie's section had the egg chair in the bed, and then above that was the bathroom, and then to the left of that was not really a scene, but it was just a couple of dolls standing in the like roller skating outfit and something else. So I think just the roller skating outfit and maybe like her music player just on a shelf. And then I couldn't help it. I had Luca with me and I was like, I'm going to take her shirt off and put her in Julie's bathroom because when else am I going to get to do that? So there's my one and only picture of one of my dolls taking a shower in Julie's bathroom. So glad I did that. She enjoyed the egg chair while she was there. And this was Mary Ellen's setup. I think that was the only display case she had. So just one scene, if I remember correctly. It was cute though. I like the checkered tablecloth as a floor. Nanea's. Boy, you look at like, is this all that's available for her right now? Surely there's more clothing available for her right now. Are we seeing these doll be phased out before our eyes? I liked this. It had somebody made a tree there. This would be what I would consider an exception. I think this was creative. It's got a lot of little details. Her dog's there, the mat. They've got some sand, surfboards out, some food on the ground. Especially love the tree. This is the kind of scene that I'm used to seeing. Like, look at all those details. That's an inspirational scene. I loved it. There's some more of her stuff or her stuff in a different setting. This was it for Kaya. That's it. The backdrop that they sent and some of her stuff laid out. If I overlooked it and somebody shops that store regularly, let me know. But this is all I saw of Kaya's stuff. I don't remember seeing much for Melody, but no, she did. They had her her record or her oh my gosh, English. They had her recording studio because my daughter went over and was pretending she was singing. And I got a video of it, but there's no way to cut her out of it. So yeah, they did have that for her. And then here's kind of transitional because it's still historical, but we're getting ready to go into all of the limited edition and or Disney princess dolls. So Kirsten was kind of both limited edition and historical. Here are some of the princesses, the Playline girls. And then this was kind of nice. This was um, coming in the door, dead ahead are a couple of Nikki and Isabel displays. Beyond that are the Disney and the limited edition dolls, and beyond that is the salon. Like if you're just going straight line from the door and you keep going all the way back. So Ariel's collection and Tiana's collection. I won't criticize any of the Disney or Harry Potter, which Harry Potter I took one picture of, but I didn't include it in here. Um, but I won't criticize any of the Disney displays because they could be like the Harry Potter displays, where the company that AG has collaborated with is very, very strict about what the setting or what the display needs to look like and what you can and cannot do. So I am giving the benefit of the doubt for all of the Disney things. And I think these look nice. I think having their whole collection in one display case was nice. As I say that, and then Playline Rapunzel's like, I don't have a collection. What are you talking about? Maybe you will. All right. Here are the Covey outfits that were a Wicked collab. Timely, obviously, for those to be put here. They're so these dolls aren't limited edition, but I think they brought them a little bit up front instead of hidden in the back with the older outfits because of the upcoming movie. And then here is I didn't find this dragon particularly amazing, but I appreciate the handmade stuff. Yeah, I appreciated at least that there was some handmade stuff going on. And then again, Kirsten putting her in here just because this section was the limited edition and princess dolls. And these are limited edition and princess all in one. If you watched the video, you saw that my wife did finally cave and got her Anna doll. We left all the Elsas there though. And here were the Pink Stardust Holiday dolls, and we picked up the Claudie mold one. They had, I think, I don't remember, two? I think two of them on the floor, and both of them were good, actually. Both of them were really nice, but the one that we got was obviously, we picked the best one out of the two. All right. So then if you moved, we've already covered everything that was on the left and everything that was dead center. So now we're going to move over to the right of the store, and they had All Truly Me and Girl of the Year over there. So Summer's stuff. This scene was one of the more elaborate. And I keep saying that. I have been to other American Girl stores, but I'm trying to compare non-flagship smaller stores to each other so that we're comparing apples to apples. I'm not going to compare this store to Chicago or New York because that's not fair. And then here is the back of that scene. And then here she is in front of the new kitchen that I don't like at all, and seeing it in person just confirmed that for me. And they've used the World by Us table, which I don't really think goes with the all pastel vibes of everything else. I like the table, just seems kind of out of place here. Right here is kind of hiding in that space between or living in that space between Summer's collection and the Truly Me stuff is this pet spa that is a Truly Me item that they keep advertising with Summer. Hey, I don't blame them. It kind of works. And then there was this tiny little section of for Lila. There was this section, and then it's right underneath the, it's like a shelf underneath the television. And then further off in the on the left-hand side were a couple shelves that had just, equally kind of basic displays of her. So definitely felt like her year was over, even though it's not. And then I'm mixing these two colors because this is a mashup of Girl of the Year products with Truly Me dolls because Covey is gone, but they still have a lot of her merch. So her stage is here. And if you look on the other side, you can see these girls, all of the rhinestone outfits that are still available were on full display in Covey's stuff. And over here, some more of the rhinestone clad, or not rhinestone, birthstone. Oh my goodness. Birthstone outfit girls were in her, like using her recording equipment. And then we get into the Strictly Truly Me stuff. Well, not really, because Summer is crashing. Summer's over here for a birthday party. here are the Truly Me girls that are in the box sets. And if you watch the video, you know that the third and final doll that we got was 125. So we got 125 and Anna and the Claudie Mold Pink Stardust Holiday doll. Here's the shoe rack thing. And then Jenny's ice cream truck still available. Still has a nice display. It has a nicer display than Nikki and Isabel's tennis/skateboard park. So I wonder which one is the better seller. And there is my lovely wife in the background with her doll Brie. All right. There's the other side of the Jenny's ice cream truck. Here is a birthday scene. This was like a double-sided display, and it was closer to the um, celebration space or whatever they called the cafe. And then here's one that was kind of an exception. It was a little bit more detailed. I liked this. I liked this a lot. I think that whoever came up with this backdrop really leaned into that Southwest outfit, and I appreciate that. So I took some close-ups just to show you that I appreciate it. They added some cacti and some moss and stones, and I just appreciate that texture, and then knowing like some love and care that somebody put into it. A little sign. It looks like a cupcake topper. They cut out the sun and have the sun setting. I like it. As opposed to this one, they just put the backdrop up that they were given and that's it. This, I think, says more about these chairs than it does, and the fact that kids come and play. But kids always play with this camper. They always play with these chairs, and I love that. And they never put them back the way the visual person set them up. So the dolls always look like they have had a few too many beers around the campfire. And then again, here's that spa. I don't know if it's the same one or if they had it set up in two places. I thought this was a really nice, this is what I'm talking about. This is the kind of thing, like inspiration that I want. Look, those are foam board shelves that they've then covered in contact paper. And if you have a dollhouse at home and you come and you see this, you're like, ooh, taking pictures, inspiration. Ooh, look at that. They made an extra little cat scratching post. I have twine. I could make that kind of thing at home. Oh, look, they made a little thing to like put all the cat's toys in the corner. That's probably just like some kind of lid that they've covered in paper. So this is the kind of thing that I get into, right? Oh, that's a really cute placemat that looks like beachy vibes. Doesn't necessarily go with the wallpaper, but okay, that's inspiration. So I wanted to see more of this kind of thing, but it was unfortunately the exception. But I maybe appreciate the ones that did have these kind of personal touches. They had to have two of this thing or three. I don't know. The spa thing, I feel like I have like 10 pictures of it in here. Anyway, um, the salon stuff, not much of a scene going on there, but it's okay. It's okay. Here was one with a little bit more attention and more imaginative stuff going on. They did kind of spray the inside, it looks like, with that spray snow. And unfortunately, it made it a little bit hard for you to see what's going on in there. I mentioned before, I really love this staircase in the background, and I want to make one for the dolls, and I'm not going to, but I still like it. I'm going to put in a thumbnail for a Christmas movie because it made me think of it. So seeing these kind of very sterile, stark displays made me think of this movie that's on Hallmark where this the villain from the big city comes in and wants to change this mall, and it once was the heart of Christmas, and then now it's just modernized and horrible. And let me know if you've watched this movie in the comments. Okay. All right. Here's a hilarious scene. I don't know what the heck happened here. I can't believe that they meant for this tree to be knocked over, but it's in a glass case, so no kids knocked it over. But there's a tree that's fallen over. And it was like that a couple days in a row. So I don't know. I don't have answers for this one. Um, this one was really cute. The little paper ornaments of all the dolls, these kinds of details, the tiny Pleasant Company box and the American Girl bags and everything. I There's a weird thing going on with a chimney behind that 106, but other than that, like this made perfect sense and was really cute. And then the cafe, not really much going on. It's just a case. They didn't add a little trash can or one of the ones in Columbus, they had like added a scratching post and a couple cats, and they made like twisted twine around the blue legs of these stools and made it like a cat cafe, which was creative. Here's school. Nothing else to say. Somebody got mad and threw all their stuff, it looks like. Here's the election. No comment. I'm going to move on. Whoever did that fishtail braid on the candy cane or the cotton candy doll, holy crap. That is beautiful. That is, I really got to learn to fishtail braid. That is so pretty. Somebody did an excellent job. Um, Here is the kitchen again and the little baby. I love that this has a dishwasher. I love that it has a microwave. I love certain features of it. I just don't like the look of it at all. Like at all, at all, at all. Here is an exhausted babysitter. That's what I'm assuming is going on. I didn't realize how tiny that baby bath was compared to the baby. Like, I just remember my own daughter, and like the baby bath was much bigger than her. Okay, up next, have you ever watched an American Girl store tour and gotten to see what the inside of the bathroom looks like? It just occurred to me that, hey, probably that's not featured in too many of them. And since it was a Monday, I was like, let me take them. Somebody did walk in though, so I had to like hurry up and turn my phone off so they didn't wonder, why are you filming the inside of a bathroom? And then I finished it after they left. So here's what the inside of the bathroom looks like, at least the girls' bathroom. There are doll holders in each stall, and then one or two of them on the walls so that if you take your doll in, you have somewhere to put them. And then my wife snagged this picture, which I love because I was like, yes, this was one of the things we came here for, to be able to get down on the floor and pull the boxes off the shelves and scrutinize them in peace and pick out the very best one. And that's exactly what she captured me doing. And then we scheduled a tea for Sunday, and there were 4 or 5 tables, and it filled up. Maybe there were 5 or 6, but there were people at every table. So little groups. I think there were two, like a mother and a daughter, and maybe 2 moms and 2 daughters, or a mom and 2 daughters, or something. But there were a couple of groupings that were there celebrating birthdays, not parties. They just booked the tea. So we got our sparkling grape juice, and um, here is my daughter enjoying her big girl drink and encouraging baby Michaelina to enjoy her little girl drink. And I do think it's funny that as you're walking into this mall, you pass this open cafe. So if you were in there having your American Girl doll treats, like everybody walking in can see, and you can see them. Well, it's just kind of interesting. There's Grace's doll, well, my doll, but Grace took Bree um, as her guest, and you can see Luca's bubble braids off to the right there in the background, and there's Luca in her bubble braids. They were very stylish. And then after the fact, the food was good. They they knew that we were vegetarians, so they had made some substitutions for us. Everything was lovely. We took so much home because we were very full. And even though we have this chair from the Columbus store at home, my daughter was like, yep, got to go sit in this one. So she made herself right at home. That was inside the cafe. And then one of the employees was kind enough to take a picture of us, and they took several, and they actually all turned out really cute. Kind of hate that I have to hide her face because she looked adorable. But yeah, there's our family picture. And this was going to be the end, but then I realized, oh, I had a couple little bits of close-ups of the detail in one of the scenes. Because as I said, when there were detailed scenes, I wanted to fully appreciate them. And then here's my kiddo dancing. Let's end on that. I had to cut it off when she turned around, but she had a great time, and so did we, in spite of wet weather and kind of constantly battling the thoughts and the worry of the impending doom around the world. Or, it wasn't the most joy filled trip we have ever had to an American Girl store because Grace and I are battling a lot of heavy, heavy thoughts and worries. But it was really nice to see the joy of my child who is not encumbered by the worries of the world yet. So we needed that. So I enjoyed that aspect of it the most, and I hope that you enjoyed the whole thing. Take care. Thank you so very much again for watching, and I will be back soon with another video. By the way, if you watched all this way, like, wow, impressive, first of all. And B, I hope you're subscribed and tap that notification bell so you know when I post new things. Anyway, all right, take care. Bye.